Hey guys, so this is another first impressions video, and this is for Mesenkhet. And we got a lot of footage! Can you believe that? A lot of footage, like everywhere. I mean, ever since I summoned the Zero and War and everything, it's, yeah, let's just talk about her. I'm gonna try to make it short, but no, I'm gonna have to skip a few things, but that's fine. Fast speed, usually pretty awesome. Deals 328% damage to all enemies and grants all allies a shield equal to 45% of the caster's max HP, up to 3 stacks for 5 turns. So this stacks up to 3 as long as the shields are still there and all that good stuff. Passive, when an ally is casting a skill, deals 100% plus 300% of Mesenkhet's current shield as damage to them. At the start of each turn, grants herself a shield equal to 35% of her max HP. So everything is around her shields. That's the main thing you're gonna go on to that. And even at +0, if she has shields, she will do this amount of damage. So that is really high amount of damage as long as she has the shield. I'm gonna show you when she doesn't have the shield what happens there later. Now, for Awakenings, I was able to get her to +4, by the way. Yeah, I was too close. I had to get that. +1, when taking Fatal Blow. Okay, you die, you get 100%. Pretty much the exact same thing that every single hero has been getting, but she'll get it on her +1. So, yeah, if you want to put her on defense, you definitely would want to get her to +1 for sure. +2 as usual is the 8% HP and all that good stuff, and 5% less damage taken, which is valuable if you want to use her on defense and keep the shield that she actually has on her. The +3, this +3 has caused some controversy. Some players say that she's not good because it's just base stats. That doesn't make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm going to show you in a second why. New passive increases defense penetration by 50%. It doesn't say base stat. That's straight up defense penetration by 50%. And shield damage dealt by 200. When it says 200, it's 200%. So it's 200% more damage to shields. Cannot be dispelled. So this is something that just stays there the entire freaking time that she's alive on her. Now, this is the part that is actually juicy in my opinion. Also grants allies with shields an additional 50% base critical chance and 100% base critical damage. So before continuing, I'm going to show you what base stats is. I'm going to give you the first explanation first. Base stats is pretty much all the stats you have that you don't have: resonance, dragon masters, runes, weapons, all that good stuff. It's just the hero like naked without anything. That's base stats. So a good way to actually check base stats is checking a server out like I'm going to show you right now, which doesn't have anything. They're naked pretty much. For the stats and the abilities and all that, skill points, that is going to be counted as base stats. However, this is the part that you actually have to check without anything from rules or anything. She right out the bat, she has critical chance by 5%. So that supposedly that's going to be raised to 50%. So that's going to be 2.5% additional crit chance. But this is the part that really catches my eye. If critical damage from base stats is 100%, does she get an additional 100%? So that's pretty much 250% crit damage she's gonna get. That is really high damage, guys. Scary amount of damage. If you're not understanding that. So you can actually check what you can actually do on paper, but another thing is to see what you can actually do when you actually check her out. So that's what usually I keep an eye on, and I'm going to show you that in a second. Let's finish here. +4 is the same as +2, and the +5, the elusive +5 that I couldn't get on summons today. Enhanced passive, when an enemy is casting the skill, deals 100% and 300% of Mesenkhet's current shield as damage to them for 2 hits. So in other words, she's going to do double the damage of the shield that she's actually doing. And remember, with this +3, she'll be able to do damage to shield by 200%, and she already has defense penetration by 50%, on top of all the stats that she already has with runes, with a resonance, and all that good stuff. So all that is compiled all together with her when the actual fight starts. And this, when I actually test her out, it does feel like your heroes are critting more than usual when you actually play. Even though I show you the base stats, it doesn't feel like 2.5% additional. It feels like it's a lot more critting than usual. So yeah, that's my experience. And the crit damage, I'll talk about that a little later. So the +5 pretty much gives her double the damage as her counter damage, which is freaking insane. And yeah, I have to show you how incredible that is, and actually. And the new passive, when battle begins, grants protection to all allies. Remember that very, very, very annoying ability that Nadia has, that that the heroes that are next to her are not dying very easily? Well, how about just giving it to everyone in your entire freaking team, and that they're going to recuperate that HP back again. So yeah, that is freaking insane to me. Giving that protection to your entire freaking team, oh my god, that is like the superstar of defenses in that case. So yeah, I really want to see her more on defense. I haven't seen actually her on defense very much, but I do want to definitely check that out for sure. Now, I'm gonna show you why I think this hero is bonkers, crazy damage dealing hero right now, with the fight that I saw on this very war that I'm playing right now. And it's not supposed to happen, because the opponent that the one that is attacking is from the other guild, and the opponent is one of my guildies, and he has a lot more power than him, but still this happens. Check it out.
Return to the origin of life. Grant all things that I...
So yeah, you saw that monstrosity. My god. Who he done? Oh my god. And you saw that I showed you right there, that she is using this weapon, specifically Klim's weapon, that only gives 55% more crit damage. If you have so much low crit chance, how are you doing so much freaking damage with this weapon, guys? That is freaking insane to me. So the 50% crit chance doesn't feel like base crit chance, like a lot of people are saying it's very little. I don't rather do so. She is doing a lot of crit and a lot of crit damage, and with this weapon she does a lot of damage with it. So I'm really, really, really impressed with that, because other players I've been seeing, they've been using her own weapon, which is good, but it's not going to raise her damage. When I say damage, her crit damage in that case. So I'm still testing the weapons. I'll talk about weapons later on, maybe in her update video, because I still need to see so much more juicy stuff. Now, I'm going to show you my own testing with her at +3, because I did attack this guy a few times, and there's a few things that we do need to talk about. Wait a second. What is this? This is a really weird bug that happens sometimes. That's what happened in War, and for some reason it's showing up in Arena. Very old bug. I don't know why it hasn't been fixed yet. So let's see. That is not the right fight. There we go. Attack. Here we go. Yes, this is the right one. Here we go. Now we're talking. So check this out. Oh, lots of damage, guys. So I'm going to show you a differences in damage, specifically in shield that she does. Because she is doing... Remember, she is doing 200% more damage to shields. Here we go. And it's undispellable. It stays there. And 50% defense penetration. On top of that, base crit chance and crit damage. So let's see that a little bit in action here. See? I missed because apparently I got stunned there. So every time that she gets stunned, her counter is gonna miss. See, she's gonna try to hit, but it misses every single time when she's stunned there. So let's see. See, miss, still stunned. So let's see. Let's wait a little bit here. So let's see. Let's compare damages with versus shields now. When I decide to actually attack here. Okay, let's see, and that's 430, 5k from Gillian, because Gillian is going to do a bunch of damage, of course. But remember that I did turn this guy into green here. So let's see how much damage. 2k, 2.8k on the shields. So let's go a little bit further. Remember that every single hero in your entire team right now has the crit. Where is it? All right, she has to have shields, so it has to be now. Here we go. I'm not seeing it. For some reason, she's not having it. That's a little counter there. She doesn't have a lot of shields, so that's why she's not doing so much damage. It's supposed to have it. I'm not seeing it. Let me see here. Maybe this guy got it. Apparently she's the only one that has it because she's the one that has the shields here. Alright, we got shields now. It should be able to have it. Here we go. Now she got the shield. Let's see the damage done by shields here. 22k. I mean, it's Gillian. Gillian does just damage all over. Well, let's compare with someone else. Make it a little faster here. The counter is alright. Let's see now. How much damage this gal can do at +3 with 2 shields? That's what I want to see here. Come on, go off. There we go. Let's compare. Look at that. 3k, 4k, and he's doing 1.2k damage to the shields. Remember, shield damage is prevented by 50%, but she's doing 200% more damage. But remember that damage on shields also crits. So when it crits, it's gonna be like numbers are gonna be double what you're gonna see here. So let's see now. All right, we should be able to see something now. Here's the crit. Since he doesn't have so much shields, he's not gonna do a lot of counter damage. I'm really seeing when she actually goes off. Check this out. Boom! 6k, 5k, 4k. That's a lot more damage to shields for sure. That's the thing. Now, when they don't have shields, you're gonna notice from time to time that there's see all that crits all over the place, over and over again. Obviously, everyone's stunned, so everybody's gonna miss here.
I give you my all.
Boom! Boom! See all that crit? That is not normal. Usually I don't crit that much. Like every single hit, actually doing the crit there. So that's the nice thing about her, because your team feels like it's critting all the time. That's where I'm getting at with her buff. So let's see if we can actually see a little bit more action here. All right, we should be able to see a little bit more here. Now damage the shield again. All right, a little bit more. Alright, I usually do this all the time. Damage to seal, 1.5, 1.6. Now when she goes off, see, 9 crits, 6k. So it's a good amount of damage, for sure. Alright, let's see here. 4k. 60, 1.6.
The origin of life.
So yeah, definitely she's doing a lot more damage there. And
Leads us to eternity.
let's wait a little bit more because look at all those crits. Boom, 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 boom. I usually don't crit this much. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Let me make this a little faster here. Now nobody has shields. Let's see how many times I can crit here. Critting. All right. Let's see how many reds can we get. Pretty much all the attacks are critting there. So that's insane. So in that respect, it does make sense. Crits again. It does make sense that if you give her a crit damage weapon, she's gonna do a lot more damage. And by the way, here I didn't use that weapon for crit damage there. I could show you another fight, but I pretty much showed you. Yeah, let's show you this one fight, but this time with Hera. This time she's gonna have more shields on her, so she should be able to do more damage with counters. I may not show the whole fight, just real quick here, so you can actually see the counters. She has a bunch of shields here. Alright, let's see if somebody goes off so I can show you this. Well, people are sleeping, people are stunned.
The origin of life.
Yeah, it's not gonna counter now. Alright, go ahead, Thoresen. Or whoever. Bunch of shields. So let's see how many shields do I have. A bunch of shields, yeah. So yeah, we can definitely work with this. Alright. I'm just gonna see her go off a few times so you can actually see. Look at that, 14k. Man. Boom, boom. I'm noticing more of the damage that if the actual shields are broken, you're gonna do a lot more freaking damage. And remember that the damage that you're doing here is versus blue, and blue is gonna receive a lot less damage. There. And remember, shields are damage is prevented by 50%. So that's something you have to take into account. Here we go again. Well, remember that we're also doing damage share now. That's gonna break now. Look at all that crit. Look at all that crit. Wow. That is awesome. So yeah, I think we've seen enough, guys. This case. And she did 14k damage. That's insane. Look at that. So definitely with heroes like Hera and things like that, she'll be able to do more damage because she is having more shields on her than usual there. Now, I'm not gonna do the whole test, the whole thing here, because that's gonna be a waste already. Because we already talk a bunch of her with all this footage here. So, what do I think of this hero? Do I think that she's a must-have? It's too soon. I cannot say that she's not a must-have yet, because the things that I've seen with this hero are very impressive, especially a frickin' +5, especially with Klim's weapon. So yeah, that is very, very scary stuff, guys. Very scary stuff for sure. Now, if your main color is red, and you plan to get Klim's weapon, and you have shield heroes, yeah, Mesenkhet is definitely going to be a must-have for you, because he's a fast hero that gives shields to the entire team, and to the entire team. And also, on top of that, yeah, she does a bunch of things, especially at +3. So yeah, she's a very, very, very powerful hero. But can you play the game without her? That I'll answer on her update video for sure, guys. And for her weapons, give her more time to testing, guys. I need more time to test those as well. Alright, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it, right? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.